Good afternoon. I'm going to try for the third time to get this video recorded. This is a look at San Diego Brewing Company's I think it's Downtown Nut Brown Ale. Let me look one more time. Old Town Nut Brown Ale, sorry. So 5.7%. And this is out of my home tap machine, which is over here, there it is. So nice cold 2 liter on tap. And I actually am going to refresh this a little bit because I realized I poured this beer 2 video starts ago. And so, it's a little bit different with a fresh pour. So now we can see it's a beautifully heady beer. It pours nice and foamy, nice. Anyway, it's beautiful. Aroma-wise, this beer makes me appreciate the middle of the range, dark beers, because stouts and porters oftentimes I feel like are very strong. Sometimes I would even describe them as acrid, but like where the emphasis is on coffee, French roast, kind of like really dark roast coffee and very dark chocolate. And that's very, I think, I appreciate those flavors, but this gives me a little bit more enjoyment of the malt. It has a nice kind of sweetness to it almost, and I know when I take a sip it's not going to be sweet. Color-wise, it's beautifully brown, and as you can see, just a hint of light is getting in over here on the side. Beautiful ruby highlights out of this beer, while it pours heady, it does soften up and dissipate in just a couple of minutes. So let's have a drink. Interesting beer. Very drinkable, and let's face it, I had a couple last night and it was wonderful. As I'm tasting it, it's very middle of the road. It doesn't have any of that kind of sourness, hints of sourness that a porter might give you, or that really strong kind of coffee flavor. It's still definitely not sweet. It's almost, wow, this video is hard to keep one color because it's very, there we go. Maybe if I just sit awkward all day, it'll work fine. Anyway, it's very dark inside and very bright outside. All right, back to beer. So, flavor-wise, very mild, even kind of nutty, roasty malt flavor to it. Almost a butteriness, which, gives me pause because normally that would be an off flavor and certainly not a flavor that we'd be expecting out of a brown ale, but after a couple drinks, I feel like maybe it's not there, and I just thought it was in the beginning. I don't know. But very smooth, very drinkable. Really gives a nice highlight to malts. Kind of offers this earthy hoppiness to it, and is overall pretty delightful. Very drinkable. So what did I say the ABV was? 5.7%. I had taken a picture of the label. Old Town Nut Brown Ale, 5.7%. So again, this is the San Diego Brewing Company Old Town Nut Brown Ale at 5.7%. If this is a beer that you've had, let me know. And what are your thoughts about the cold shipping from Hopsy if you've used it? So this beer came to me from San Diego and was delivered to my office that day. I was working in my office and I decided not to go and unwrap it and put it all into the refrigerator and then have to repackage it to take it home later. So it sat in the lobby, and I think I had a noon to 4 delivery time. So it sat in the lobby until about 6:30 when I left work. And when I got it home, it was cool enough that it was drinkable. I drank a stout, but it wasn't ice cold. And so it took some time for the machine to get it up to cold temperature, and then the rest of it I put into the refrigerator. But it comes wrapped in a box with an insulator pack inside with ice packs. And so it was drinkable, I think, when I got it. There are probably some beers that shouldn't be served at the temperature that this was, necessarily, but for a stout, it was fine. So share with me your experiences on the cold shipping from Hopsy, and then any thoughts about the home tap machine. I do believe that they're going to put out a larger version. This version here holds a 2-liter bottle, which pours about 6 pints. But oftentimes I'm pouring about half a glass in these stemless glasses. And so I get I feel like a bunch of drinks out of it. But anyway, they're going to come out with a bigger version. And I want to say it holds 8 liters, which is a really interesting idea, because if it's just me drinking it, it's fine. But as soon as I have people over, this 2-liter goes pretty quick. So, those are my thoughts. I'm kind of excited about the 8-liter version, and so if you have thoughts on that, please share down below. I'd love to hear. Cool, thanks for watching, and have a good night.